An alarming first for Arkansas. 2 deadly bear attacks in just 30 days.
In September, 72-year-old Vernon Patton was killed when he was attacked by a black bear in rural Franklin County. Then in early October, a 60-year-old Missouri man was found dead at the Sam's Throne campground in Newton County.
Tonight, 4029's Brett Rains has the latest on the investigations along with some new information about the encounters.
Vernon Patton and his family founded Mulberry Mountain in 2005, turning the 400-acre property that's located in the heart of the Ozarks in Franklin County into a place for people from across the country to enjoy major music festivals, outdoor adventures, and more. Family members say Patton had a passion for the Ozarks and for nature, but on September 3rd, he was attacked by a black bear.
Do you know how far an ambulance is behind you? I don't. I just know they're on their way. How bad is he? Very bad. Okay.
A Franklin County deputy was first to arrive to help. Most of his body camera footage is too disturbing to air.
A very violent event. If you see it, you'll never forget it. It bit his face and his scalp, and it was no longer there.
Sheriff Johnny Crocker says Patton was on his tractor spreading gravel near the highway when he was attacked by a juvenile black bear. The 72-year-old man was flown to the hospital. He died from his injuries.
A 70-pound bear is what attacked him. So a small bear, size of a big dog. Born and raised here, lived my whole life here. I spent 20 years in the military. I was gone, of course, and then I come back here. I've never heard of anything like that ever happening.
Is that a predatory attack?
You know, you would think so, but when we actually got that bear and tested it, you know, there were some things wrong with that bear that would lead you to believe it just wasn't functioning normally. You know, you just don't see bear attacks in Arkansas like that are predatory. This looked a little bit more like there was something, you know, wrong with, especially with the lesions in the brain. There was some scar tissue there, you know, just things that would keep his brain from functioning normally. It was malnourished, but his stomach was full. And it wasn't full of human food, it was full of natural foods, you know, that you would see around in that area.
Keith Stevens with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission does not think that black bears are hunting humans for food. But after a second fatal bear attack happened a month later, Stevens says right now, nothing is being ruled out.
It's just unheard of to have something like this happen.
40 miles away in Newton County on October 2nd, deputies found 60-year-old Max Thomas from Springfield, Missouri, dead at Sam's Throne campground in the Ozark National Forest. Stevens says Thomas was attacked by a bear while he was sleeping outdoors on his cot.
The body had actually been drug about 180 feet from where the attack took place, down a trail. So that didn't happen in the first one.
Is that a predatory attack?
That's hard to say. You know, that's why we need to find that bear.
Game wardens placed trail cameras and traps throughout the area. As of now, they have not found the bear responsible for Thomas's death.
We may not know what caused, you know, these, if they were the same thing, if they were separate events. Is there something going on up there? We just may never know.
Stevens says in both cases, the men were taking pictures of the bears before they were attacked.
They were, you know, coming closer, and in the first one, he actually came up to the tractor. Last photo I saw, it was actually standing on the fender, on his hind legs, you know, right there next to the seat. When we actually got there, the first responders, they came in, and it was the tractor was still running.
If you're at a campground and you see a bear, call 911. We will show up. Better to be safe, since we've had 2 fatal attacks.
And that was 4029's Brett Rains reporting. The Game and Fish Commission also asking you to report any unusual bear activity like aggressive behavior.
Stevens says that previously the only mention of a deadly bear attack in Arkansas that he could find was back in 1892. And of course, we're all told never to feed bears.